Hello everyone, so it has been, I feel like months since I have last filmed and uploaded a video. I'm sure you all know by now, after seeing some recent videos, that things for the last kind of 6 months has just been a little bit all over the place. I don't really want to like sit here and do a video on why I haven't been filming videos lately, because it's just life basically. YouTube is not like my full-time thing, it's not my full-time job, and I started off really well and I was uploading really consistently, and then things just started to kind of get in the way of that. And I feel like now, for the first time, you know, there's nothing like big happening in the next couple of years, and there's a lot of changes now which I feel like make my life a lot more consistent, which is just going to help me out for a ton of things. You'll probably notice I haven't done any weight loss diaries in a really long time, which is something I have been really down on myself about, and I definitely want to bring them back. But I felt like because of everything that was going on, it was easy to kind of get caught up in it and use it as an excuse. Whereas like I have a different job now, and you know, we're not obviously planning the wedding anymore because we're married now. I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and to be perfectly honest, I was thinking either I was going to stop doing YouTube and focus all my kind of energy into something else, something that I would want to do, or I was going to completely focus on YouTube. As I said, I got a new job recently, which is at Brick School. It's Monday to Friday, but it's only like an hour each day, so my days are a lot more consistent now in terms of like my routine. It's a lot more strict in some ways. Like I don't find myself just at home like constantly doing housework or this, that or the other, and I realised that I really miss doing YouTube, and it is definitely something that I want to invest more time and effort into. I used to be really into like editing my videos and making like my own transitions and titles, and like I do really nice, like spend ages on thumbnails, and you know, it's all stuff like that which I used to really enjoy. And I felt like when I stopped doing that, and when I was just like, I felt like I was like filming just to film. I wasn't filming because I wanted to film, I was just kind of doing it because I felt like I had to. And I think that a lot of people probably eventually get to that stage. You know, you see a lot of even like big YouTubers go months without filming videos, and I think if this is something you're going to do, you have to do it because it's what you want to do, not because it's, you know, something you feel like you have to do, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what my new kind of schedule is going to be like. I will 100% be bringing back weight loss diaries. You can probably tell just by looking at me that it hasn't been going the best, but again, that's life, that's just the way it is. And I feel like now I am in a much better place to do it and to stick to it, and I don't have anything that I feel like I can use as an excuse. I'll talk about that more when I start uploading them again, which hopefully should be this week, if not next week. As you can see by the title, I am doing a Sephora haul. Last week me and John went to New York for our honeymoon. It was unreal. I absolutely loved it there. I didn't want to come home. It was just me and John. We left Brooke with my mum and dad for most of the week, which I really missed her. She wouldn't have liked being there though, because obviously, you know, we did so much walking, we did so much like sightseeing, we went to the Statue of Liberty and all that. But obviously one of the things I was most excited about was going shopping for makeup. I just want to briefly talk about my experience shopping in Sephora, because if you've never been before, or you are going to go sometime in the near future, or you know, any time in your life, for me, like, it was a completely different shopping experience for makeup. And that probably sounds a lot more dramatic than it should be, but it made a huge difference in terms of what I actually bought. The closest thing I can think of to Sephora is probably something like Debenhams, but you just focus on like the beauty section and not like, you know, like the home and the clothes and all that. They do have Macy's and Nordstrom in the US, which is very similar to like Debenhams, but Sephora is different because it's just, well, the ones I went to anyway were just like makeup, perfume and skincare, you know, anything that was kind of more beauty related. But the one major thing that I found made a huge difference in terms of when I was shopping there was the fact that you'd have all the like stands of all the different brands, and you'd have all the products there, and behind all the like, you know, the products that you see that you can like swatch and, you know, see the different colours and everything, the actual products you would buy would be behind. They weren't like in drawers or behind counters or anything like that. So you could literally pick up a basket and just fill it with whatever you wanted. And these are like higher end, quite expensive makeup brands. There is nowhere that I can think of anyway that you can go in the UK where that has that kind of setup. And the issue I have when I go makeup shopping, if I want to, you know, I don't feel like I can go to Debenhams and just like browse around for a couple of reasons. If I see something that I think, oh, I quite like that, I either have to buy it there and then, or I have to go looking around the whole shop to then go back there to then buy it. And even if I do want to buy it, you know, the amount of times I've gone into a Debenhams and like wanted to go to like the MAC counter, and if you go really early in the morning, it's fine, but generally I like to go there like later on after I've been like around all the other shops, and it's so busy, it's really difficult to find somebody. And generally you have to say like all the things you want there, because they'll obviously go in all the drawers and they'll get it for you. But if you wanted to kind of look around and think, oh actually I want that, actually no, I've changed my mind, I want that, you know, it's really difficult to do that. Whereas when I was in Sephora, I'd pick up something, I'd walk around the shop and I'd see something else, all I'd have to do is put that back. And it wasn't like, there was no pressure to buy something from that particular counter at that particular time. And I'll explain it as I go on, because there was one product in particular that I actually picked up initially and was like, I definitely want this, and ended up getting something else. And again, I know that sounds really dramatic, but I think for me, like, the amount of times I feel like I'm under pressure as to whether or not I want something and I end up not getting it and then regretting not buying it, or I'll buy something and then like maybe a couple of months later I think, why did I buy that? Like, you know, I felt like I was looking at it and someone come over and asked if I wanted help, and either they'd walk away and I'd never be able to find them again, or I say there and then, you know, I want the product. And I just think that, you know, I'm really picky when it comes to makeup, and I'm one of them people that if I have money, I generally really struggle to spend it, because I'm really picky on what I buy, and I want to make sure that what I'm buying is what I want. But if I didn't have money, then everything would look appealing to me. It's a quite a small bag. I didn't get a ton of products, but I definitely got what I wanted. First things I'll show you were things I actually got for free. Now, obviously, if you know Sephora, you'll know they have like a beauty insider, like, looks like a little polka dot card. And you can get like points, and you can end up being like VIB and VIB Rouge, and then they have sales and stuff like that. They do ship to the UK now. I'm pretty sure they ship to other countries as well. But when I got there, the first time I bought stuff, the girl at the counter said, oh, she asked if I was a beauty insider, and I said no, but she said that I could use the points online, so she signed me up. And because she signed me up, she gave me a choice of 2 kind of free gifts. So I chose this one. This is the Glam Glow Hello Sexy collection thing. This again is something else that I feel like, you know, places in the UK just don't do stuff like this. If you go on Debenhams online, they do very often do like free gifts, but you have to like spend a certain amount, or you have to buy a certain number of products, and they're from particular brands. Whereas I liked the fact that this was a bit more, you know, I got to choose as well. So I chose this one because I've always wanted to try the Glam Glow mask. So inside you get very good, like if it's a sample size, it's a very decent sample size. Normally when I get sample sizes in the UK, it's like this. So like you can use it once and then that's it. Whereas, you know, this you could probably get like, what, 3 or 4 uses out of. So this is the Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturiser, and it's in the colour Nude Glow. I don't know if they do other colours, but like I said, I've never tried anything from Glam Glow before. But apparently this is something that you can wear like instead of foundation if you want like a really light coverage and look really like luminous, or you can wear it on like your neck and your chest. So I'm really excited to try that. And then I got the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment Mask. I'm pretty sure this is that like grey, the mask that goes like grey, and then you can see like all your blackheads. it smells like a bit like licorice, and I absolutely hate licorice, so I'm looking forward to see what it does to my skin. But as I said, I really don't like the smell of that. But the other thing that I like about this is obviously my skin has got quite sensitive to, I find, to products that are quite expensive, and that sounds quite weird, but like if it's like a high-end foundation or primer or something like that, 99% of the time I find that my skin just doesn't like it. I've got a few higher end products like a MAC foundation and a Clarins primer that work really well with my skin, but I've tried like so many other like foundations and ended up having to like sell them on, or you know, just get rid of them because my skin just seems to absolutely hate them. So I'll let you know how I get on with them. And then when I went the second time, the girl asked if I signed up, and I said yeah, but the first one hadn't given me a card, and I explained to her. So she actually ended up giving me a card, and she said because it was recently my birthday, I got to choose a gift. So she showed me both of these again, so obviously I just picked the other one. So I'm not sure as to whether or not the first one meant it was for my birthday, but she said it was because I was signing up. But they do say happy birthday on the top, so I'm not entirely sure if they always give you a kind of a gift when you first sign up. I'm assuming they would, because they do seem to do stuff like that quite a lot. But you know, I was pretty happy because again, this is a Bite Beauty little like sample set, which is another thing that I've always wanted to try. So you actually get 4 things in this one. So this kind of reminds me more of something that I feel like I've, you know, got before. So you get like this little like samples of the agave lip balm and the agave sugar lip scrub. One of the products I bought was a lip balm, and I did want to buy the Bite Beauty lip balm, but I feel like it's quite expensive for a lip balm. So it would be nice to try it out. I thought that was quite nice, and they are, you know, they're good sizes as well, so I think you get a lot of use. And then these two, I think are so cute. They're like little mini, like, lipsticks and a matte lip crayon. So you didn't, it's not like, I think all the colours were the same anyway. So I got the Amuse Bouche lipstick in the colour Chai. Another thing that I like about these is they're very like, they're colours that I feel like I would probably want to buy or, you know, use. I haven't swatched any of these, so, oh wow, that's so like soft and creamy. And it's a really nice colour as well. It's like, it looks a bit more darker on camera than it does in real life, but it's like a warm, darkish nude, which I think would look really nice on a lot of people. And you can obviously always like lighten up lipsticks with like a lighter one in the centre. And then I got the matte lip crayon in the colour Glace. I think that's how you say it. It looks like it's got a little accent on the E. And again, this is a really like, I mean, these are good sizes as well. And I feel like because I don't really wear lip products that often, it's going to last me a long time. And again, I haven't swatched this, but this, wow, this feels really nice. It's really like soft and creamy, and it's a very similar colour to the lipstick. I just feel like it's just a little bit more purpley, but considering it's a matte, it's very like soft and creamy. I did look at, because they had Bite Beauty stands, and I did look at them, but again, I was just a bit, I'm not a massive lipstick wearer, because especially after I got this, I knew I'd at least be able to try them out. Now we can go on to the actual products. One of the first things I got was a lip balm. I just wanted a basic lip balm because it wasn't like cold in New York, but the air itself, and I feel like when I stay in hotels, my lips get really like swollen and dry because of the like air conditioning and heating and all that. So I picked up the Smith's Minted Rose lip balm. It's just lip balm, but it is actually a really nice lip balm. It smells really minty, and it is really moisturising. It lasts really long, but it's not like sticky, and it just makes your lips look like, it doesn't really give them much colour, but it does give them a little bit of colour, and it makes them just look really nice and like glossy. So I'm glad I got that, although the lid is kind of like, it's really loose. So it's not like something, I mean, in a way that's good because these can be an absolute pain to open. But then in some ways it can be annoying because if I like drop it or something, it opens every single time. And then the next thing I got, if you've ever shopped in Sephora or you've even been online, they do so many like travel size things, and when you walk like to the till, they have like, it's like goes round and it is just full of travel size products of everything, and it's split into like sections like makeup removers, foundation, highlighter, concealer, powder, all of that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to try the Cinema Secrets makeup brush cleaner because I've heard really good things about this. I have actually already used it, as you can tell, and I've just put it into a spray container. This one you actually get a little tin at the bottom, which is basically you're meant to like pour it in and then just dip your brush in. I don't like doing that with these kind of products because I feel like I'm just dipping my brush into like dirty, you know, liquid, and I feel like you waste a lot more product. I like to spray the brushes or spray like a towel or, you know, like a cloth or something, and then swirl the brushes on. I absolutely love this stuff. I've always used the MAC brush cleaner. It has a very strong smell to it. So when I first opened it, I was a bit like, ugh. But it is really good, and it does get my brushes very clean. It dries completely instantly, so you wouldn't have to worry about waiting around for it to dry. So if you were like a makeup artist and you had to do like multiple people, I would highly recommend using this. I think it is more expensive than the MAC brush cleaner. But you can actually buy this in the UK, but I just wanted like a little one just to try it out. But you can buy like quite big bottles from the UK on, I think it's on like Beauty Bay and Guru Makeup Emporium. So I will definitely be picking up a big bottle when I run out, because I like to deep clean my brushes with like antibacterial soap very often, but in between like if I have a brush like this and I want to use it like tomorrow, or even in the morning if I've got time to clean my brushes before I do my makeup, then I like to just use something like that. So that was something that I couldn't wait to use. I'll just show you all the products I got from that section first before I go on to like the full size. So this is something that I was actually looking for in the UK, and it was out of stock everywhere, because I recently picked up one of the Stila, I think it's Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow liquid like eyeshadow things in the colour Diamond Dust. It's really nice. I love it, and I've been really into like, I mean I haven't got any on today, but I've been really into like glitter on my eyes, and whenever I go out I tend to like to put a lot of like sparkle on, and I just think that this is really nice. It's going to take me such a long time to go through this though, and it is fairly expensive, so I really wanted to pick up the little trio because it has different colours in it, and you know, obviously they're just little. I do kind of wish they would have made the colours slightly different. I'll get them out so I can show you. I mean, they are different, but they're like in the same kind of tone. If you can see, they're probably a bit more true to colour. So the bottom two look quite similar, but you've got the colour Rose Gold Retro, Kitten Karma, and Smouldering Satin. Smouldering Satin is definitely one that I wanted to pick up, but I will swatch them all for you now. There you go. So on here we've got Rose Gold Retro, in the middle we've got Kitten Karma, and then Smouldering Satin. So swatching them, in the light they look quite similar, but then when you get the actual colours of them, they do look quite different. But I just think they're really nice. They've got a lot of payoff to them. They're very easy to use. They dry, you know, fairly quick. So the next like travel size product I got was the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I've heard so many people talk about this. It is probably one of the most expensive setting sprays I've ever seen. I mean, this little 12ml bottle, which I mean is quite a decent size anyway, was $20. So fairly expensive, but I think again, you know, it's a good sample size. I haven't used it at all. Do I put some on? My skin's quite matte at the moment, so I think I'm going to spray a little bit on and see what I think. I'm just gonna. I mean, it sprays out like you can see there on my hand. Wow. Okay. Doesn't have a smell, so I'm gonna cover my eyes because I think people don't generally spray it on their eyes. So I'm just gonna kind of spray it on this side and see what it looks like. Don't even know if you can tell off camera. So I haven't got any on this side, but I've got some on this side, and I think my skin definitely looks a lot more like, it doesn't look as flat. On this side, it looks a bit more like flat. So I'm going to spray some on this side. The spray itself is very like nice. It's not like too fast. Yeah, I do quite like it. I think people normally spray quite a lot on, but I think because of the amount I paid for it, it'd be something that I'd only use like if I was going out or I really wanted to look like quite dewy. The next thing I got was a eyeliner from Urban Decay. I know that this is something that you can get in the UK, but obviously over there everything, if you actually turned it into pounds, is slightly cheaper. So, and because of you can like browse and stuff like that, I felt like I was under no pressure and I could actually think about what I really wanted. So I got a eye pencil in the colour Alkaline. I think this is an absolute gorgeous colour. I've got nothing like it. It's like a really rich, like chocolatey purple colour. And I love Urban Decay eye pencils. I think that they are very nice. Is it waterproof? It says it's long wearing, but it doesn't. Oh, it says it's waterproof as well, so it should last a really long time. And I just think it's that one there. Like you can see on my hand there where I sprayed the Tatcha spray. So yeah, it is really nice. It doesn't feel like sticky. I mean, it feels a bit like I can feel it on my hand, but it's not like tacky. So yeah, so I absolutely love it. I think it looks really nice. I think if you've got brown eyes, it's gonna look really nice. It's gonna make your eyes look really like rich. If you've got blue eyes, I think it make your eyes really pop. And for me, I've got like hazily eyes, so generally when I wear like purple tones on my eyes, it makes my eyes look really green. So I think this is going to be something that's perfect. And all my like purple eyeliners I've got, like just like purpley. So this is just a Maybelline one I've got, and I mean it's just like a dark purple, so it's nothing like that's going to pop. And once I put it on, it looks a lot more black, whereas I feel like this is going to look a lot more like purple. And then the next thing I picked up was from Tarte. I felt like just because it was Tarte, I had to get something. I originally actually picked up something else from Tarte, which I'll explain in a minute and tell you why I didn't get it. But this is one of the Rainforest of the Sea Colour Splash lipsticks, and I got mine in the colour Pink Lemonade. It wasn't the nudist colour there, but I sometimes find that the nudist colour can look really like peachy and orangey on me, so I wanted something that was a little bit darker. So I'm going to swatch it right there. So I just think it looks really nice. I think this will look really nice in the summer when I have a little bit of like fake tan on. It's really like creamy. It just smells like a normal lipstick, to be honest. The packaging as well is just amazing. Like I don't have any lipsticks that have like really nice packaging like this, and I just think it's so nice. And I think it's the kind of colour that I think would suit a lot of different skin tones. And obviously, you know, you can make a lipstick look a bit darker with like the right lip liner, or you could mix it. I think, you know, obviously them mixed would probably look quite nice. The first thing I picked up when I went into Sephora was the Tarte Toasted palette. I'd browsed in one Sephora the first day we got there, just to have a look around. I didn't actually want to buy anything, and I'd seen the Tarte palette, and then when I went into Sephora to actually start buying stuff, I picked it up thinking, oh my god, this is like the palette that I want. And around Sephora, on like the end aisles, they have like Sephora favourites and things like that, and they had, one of the stands was eyeshadow palettes, and they had like loads of different eyeshadow palettes. They had Too Faced, Anastasia, Natasha Denona, Tarte. They had like loads of different palettes, so you could kind of see them all next to each other. And when I first saw the Tarte palette, I thought, oh, this is a really warm palette, like that's the kind of palette that I liked. And then I saw it next to the Too Faced matte peach palette, and it made that looked really warm compared to the Tarte palette. So I was a bit like, I feel like you can look at a palette and it can look like it's like got really warm tones in it, and then as soon as you compare it to another palette that's got really warm tones in it, it can make it look slightly different. But this was something I really liked because you could see loads of palettes at once with the prices on as well. And then I was kind of thinking, oh, do I want to spend this much money on a palette that, you know, I've probably got a lot of colours like it in other palettes I've got at home. You know, I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach, just the normal palette as well anyway. So I put it back, and as I was looking, I saw the Anastasia Prism palette. This palette has been out for a little while now. To be perfectly honest, when I first saw it, I was a bit like, nah. I preferred the look of the Subculture palette, but that got such negative reviews that I just never, you know, thought of purchasing either of them. I have got the Modern Renaissance palette, which, as you can see, is very well loved. It's very dirty. I absolutely love this palette. I think it's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and I just think it's really nice. The eyeshadows are very, very, very pigmented, and I've had a lot of people saying about, you know, like the fallout and the kickback you get when you put your brush in. That does tend to happen. However, you just need to really like handle these anyway. I mean, this colour here, I really was digging my brush in when I first got the palette, so that's kind of my own fault. Whereas I use these two colours all the time, and I'm only just starting to see the pan on them. And you can buy, pretty sure you can buy them two colours separately anyway, because you can buy a lot of the colours in this palette separate. I decided to pick up this, and seeing the price of it as well, because it was on sale for $32, made me realise that I actually really, really like this palette. And I like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I just think the packaging looks amazing. It's really like sleek and like nice. I mean, this has got quite dirty quite quick, but it is a very light colour. So whether or not this will withstand it a bit more, I'm not entirely sure. But I just think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I feel like you see like a palette online and you're a bit like, I don't really know how I feel about that. And then when you see it in person, it can completely change your mind. And when I saw this palette in person, I was like, oh my God, it's so different and unique to any other palette that I have, but it still has them like warm tone, like transition colours that I really like. And probably one of the biggest things for me is that I feel like this is probably one of the very few palettes I own where it has such a variety of different colours. The only one colour that I think a lot of people probably wouldn't like is the yellow one here, which is called Sphere, which, you know, is not the most wearable colour, but I think I've seen a lot of people make it look quite cool. The shimmers as well are just absolutely gorgeous. You know, you've got every like colour you could want without it being your basic colours that you would normally get. These brushes that you get with them I don't really tend to use, but this one is actually quite soft compared to the one I got in the Modern Renaissance palette. And this little like detailer brush here is really good for like packing on colour. So it's not like, I feel like some brushes you get in palettes, like the brushes I feel like you get in the Naked palettes, I feel like are just not the best. The blending part is too stiff, and then the flat one's just not the best. So yeah, so I was really, really happy I ended up picking up this palette, obviously because I really like it and because of the price as well, and because I've seen that big stand and could compare prices. I realised that this one, you know, not only did I save a bit of money and I was able to buy more stuff, but I felt like I got a better palette for my money. I haven't actually swatched this, so I'm going to swatch some of the colours now. I'm actually just going to clean up my hand first. So I've just cleaned off all the swatches on my hand, and I'm going to swatch the colour Lucid. Oh, it feels very like creamy. I find as well with 90% of eyeshadow palettes I own, like when you first use them, when you first swatch them, I feel like there's this like top layer where the pigment's not there, and I feel like once you've used it like 2 or 3 times, like the pigment's really nice. But that's a really nice colour. And then I'm going to swatch Parallel, which is this like matte brown here. Yeah, that is very, very, very pigmented. And then Throne, which is this like green colour here. That again looks very, very, very pigmented. And then I'm going to swatch, I'll do another matte, so I'll do the colour Satin, which is this one here. Wow, that was a very bad swatch, but as you can see, it's a very, 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 very pigmented colour, and there wasn't really any kickback off them. I mean, swatches on your like hand is somewhat of an indication, but until, you know, this is with no primer, this isn't with a brush. Swatching it with a brush can be completely different. So people might say, oh, it swatches really badly on your finger. Wow, that colour would be really, really nice as a highlighter. It's so like, it's not like shimmery, it's just like shiny. I think people are quick to judge a palette when, you know, I think, like I said, I've had palettes before that I thought weren't the best until I'd used it a couple of times. And obviously, you know, you have to have fairly decent brushes, not expensive brushes, but fairly decent brushes. I've started using a lot of brushes from like Zoeva, which are really, really good, and then a good primer as well. I've been using the MAC Select Cover Up as like an eye primer, which I found has made an absolute huge difference when it comes to how my makeup's been coming out. Like my eyeshadow has been coming out like a lot more pigmented. So yeah, so I would highly recommend this palette. That is everything I got from Sephora. Like I said, you will be seeing all these products in future videos. If not, I will be saying whether or not I really, really liked them or I really didn't. But I am like 99% sure I'm going to love all of these products. So if there's anything you want to see, I'm going to film some hair tutorials with Brooke because she is off school for a week this week. So that will be coming very, very soon. And then I will have my weight loss diary videos this week, if not next week, 100%. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Also, thank you so much for everyone that subscribed to me. I'm now over 1,000, which is, you know, for me, I never kind of pictured myself getting there. I do really want to do a giveaway, and I'm going to actually now go and look online at some stuff because I have some ideas of things I would want to do as a giveaway. But if you would rather me do like one prize and just have one winner, then let me know. Or if you'd rather have like multiple people winning like smaller prizes, then let me know. I feel like I would probably rather give more prizes to more people. So that's probably what I will end up doing, unless loads of people, or you know, the majority of people say they would rather have one winner win multiple prizes. So I will do that probably this week or next week. But yeah, I really, really appreciate it. It's definitely one massive motivation for me to kind of get back into YouTube and get back into filming videos more regularly. I'm sorry this video has been so long. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.